Hello everybody, this is Tim with TD Sports Cards. Today we're going to open up a basketball box here. It's a 1990-91 Skybox. This is a Series 1. The whole set's got 423 cards in it. But we're going to be looking for Michael and then Magic, Bird. The other key ones in this are Vlade, Marcelonis, Vlade Divac, Marcelonis, and Rice is in this, but I think I can't remember if he's in Series 2. But you got Rice, and I know Gary Payton's in Series 2. Inserts in this are, there's the prototypes, if you can find them. There's the broadcasters, which has like 5 of them, I think, with has like Pat Riley and some other guys. It's got some short prints in here, but the main thing is it's more of a base kind of a box. We're looking for the gem mints. We're going to see if we can't pull some. And then, go from there. I know I'm missing a... let me look again. Top rookies. It's got B.J. Armstrong. Oh, Hardaway. Our main ones are going to be Hardaway, Marcelonis, Vlade, Glenn Rice, Petrovic. If you guys don't, he's actually in the Hall of Fame. At 20, he died at 28 in it's a fluke car accident. And he was put in the Hall of Fame because he did great overseas when he was younger, and then he was, I think it was Yugoslavia or something like that, and he was the first big name to come out of there. I like to say it's Yugoslavia, Serbia, or something like that. But this set also has like Cliff Robinson, Sean Elliott, Dana Barros. Oh, it has Sean Kemp, number 268. I don't know if he's in Series 1 or not. I know Series 2 has like Chris Jackson, Coleman, Peyton, Avery Johnson, Dennis Scott. So we'll have to look to see what pops out of it. All right, but it's this is gonna be a harder set to grade. So I'm hoping this box is in pretty nice shape. It's factory sealed, 36 packs, 15 cards per pack. It's got a little bit of yellowing, so it's been sitting for a while. But I just hope they come out and they're not sticking, and because that pretty much kills the majority of the box if they're sticking. Then you got to cherry pick. Say you're able to save 25% of the cards, and then out of that you're going to have another maybe about 5% of them that might actually be gradable. But yeah, we're looking for the big names and see what we can do, y'all. I said y'all like I was in Texas or something. So not a Southern. I'm a Michigander. Yep. There we go. Yeah. Dried plastic. I got Series 2 also. So we'll open that up another time. Alright. Let's see. There we go. That better rip the side. Oh well. Alright. So it says the inaugural edition. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull all these out and go from there. You can tell this box has been sitting there and it's been sealed. So, but it's got some sort of a light. We'll see if it's any good. That's all we can do. You're going to get good boxes, you're going to get bad boxes as far as condition-wise. So the next thing would be, besides the good boxes and bad boxes, is obviously see if they're gradable. Alright, it's got the foil packs, as you can hear. Yep, let's see if I'm going to end up doing this. Alright, well, first look. Cards are crisp. Cards are pretty crisp. So, has a chance of a good box. Alright, so anything good, I'm going to go ahead and most of the rookies I'm not going to worry about this first time through. There you go, Rollins, Tree Rollins is what they call him. He's a big guy. John Williams, Kevin Gamble, Benoit, there's Rambus. He's like, yeah! McNamara, oh, there you go. First Hall of Famer. Got Reggie, and we got Skiles. I think it might be in Skiles rookie. But this is how I do it. Any rookies, not rookies, but Hall of Famers or key rookies, I automatically put it in top load because I'll go through them later and check out their conditions and centering and so on. Obviously on this one right here, top to bottom looks just a hair off, but left to right looks off. So at worst, this would be a probably like a 9. That's my guess. Just from first, I have to look at the corners again. Edges look good though. So edges, surfaces really looks good. So that's a bonus for an older box. All right. So we're gonna see what pops. Yep, now you have to do it this way, the whole box. Like I said, see if we can't pull a couple Jordans out of here. Kelly Tripucka. Kevin Willis. Good player. Gary Grant. Duckworth. Davis. Buck Williams. The condition, these cards look really, really good. Sam Vincent. Mark Akers. There are Wiggins, and there are some variations in this. Chris Morris, Greg Grant. See, some like this, I know there was a variation with Wiggins and somebody. There's a couple different ones that are like this where they're different positions. Winnington, I think Xavier actually has a variation. Let me see real quick. I remember seeing something like Xavier, which is 269. Oh no, it's Nate McMillan, Carr, Dyron Nix, Wiggins, and Thorpe. Wiggins is on Thorpe, and Thorpe is on Wiggins. Huh. Alright. So, like I said, this isn't the highest end of box, but the cards actually look really, really nice graded. I have a Karl Malone around here somewhere. Alright, let's see what we got here. Gray, Rudd, Sam Bowie, Dawkins, Ralph Sampson. See, like I said, there's so many Hall of Famers in here. I'll have to go through. Johnny Morton. Oh, there we go. There's a bird, but it's got a spot up there. That's a bummer. You can see it. It's right up top. Let me try to do this. See if this brightens it up some. Not photo. There we go. Yeah, a little bit on top. So, but you never know. Except cards can end up being 9s or 8s for any of these especially the key Hall of Famers like this. There's value in them. You just gotta get them graded. There's Polynice, Tolbert, Theodore Edwards, Robert Parrish Hall of Fame, and Ed Neely. Like I said, the prototype ones are the ones that are hard to find. Them and the broadcasters. There's actually a big premium for them because they're that like the hard, and it'll show like a red strip across here, and it'll say prototype. I don't even know if they have the odds on that. Computer, church line, nope. Except these, they never used to put the odds on. So that's what. Yeah, you have to look at information that's been passed down. There you go. There's a Hall of Famer, Chris Mullen. Off left to right. These checklists are actually pretty good. The ones you want. This one's got the Sean Kemp on it. There's Karl Malone. But you get the one that has the Jordan, the Bird. They actually have some. They actually have some value for set collectors. Schmirk, Eric Johnson, Rookie Green. There you go. There's a Rook. There's a Hall of Famer behind it. Lohas, Brooks, Pressey, and there is another Hall of Famer. All right. So we got 3 of them. That's a good pack. Hardaway. So the top to bottom in this box, every box is kind of like different. And sometimes you get 2 different setups. But so in this one, the trend we're seeing is off left to right. Top to bottom isn't bad. It's just the left to right. But I'm starting to see these PSA 9s go and some of them PSA 8s go for this series. There isn't that many graded in reality. Yeah, that one's got really dinked. That was really dinked, so that's no way going to be in that pile. But yeah, there isn't many of these graded. And it's so hard because you got the centering, but then it's because of the borders. But like I said, I got lucky, and this is a good box. So this one here, top to bottom, looks good, but left to right is off. And it's got a little white tip over here. So I would probably make that. It's about an 8. So his 10s go up, his 9s go up, then we'll send the 8s in to get graded. You know, it costs $10 to grade. If I can get lucky enough to sell an 8 for 13 eventually, or 14, minus grading fees, and I'll make like a buck and a half on it if I want to go that route. Other than that, I'll just sit in the box until. But for the 8s, I'm not really. Those can sit unless they're Magic, Bird, Jordan, those kind of guys. The 9s will still go in. There's a Sean Elliott rookie. I always like Sean Elliott. Tarpley, Chambers. Let's see, here's a checklist. What do we got? We got Joe Dumars, Lambeer, Rodman, Isaiah, Bull, Hardaway. Boom, 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 boom. Serrano, Marcelonis, Mullen, Hakeem, Reggie Miller, Schmitz. So that's actually a pretty good checklist. Looks good. Just the other one, for some reason, was munched in the corner. But that's what you get for. One thing you got to be careful of if it's like on the outside corners of the box or something like that. By the time they toss around over the last 30 years, and you know things happen. Sanders, English, no, he's Hall of Fame. There's a Stockton, same thing, left to right. That was a little bit top to bottom. Greer, Forrest Grant. Like this one right here, it's the bottom of the pack. This one is munched. So that one won't even make my. Actually, I'll take that checklist out. Won't even make my put in the put away box, because cards that are that damaged, for me, they can go bye bye. All right, somewhere in here. There we go. That's the bad one. Yep. All right, those can go bye bye. But like I said, all these that I save, because I grade a lot of my. You may think they're common, but they're common Hall of Famers. You know, so like that one right there. Looks good top to bottom, left, right, hair off, so that'd be like a 9. I can't see them giving me that a 10. Does it look like a 10 back? Just front doesn't look like a 10. I don't know, it's pretty close. But you get a 10 on like an Alex English Hall of Famer, and you know, it's 18, 25 bucks. You get a 9. Sell it for 10 bucks, get your money back. You're gonna get some dogs in it. You're gonna get some heroes, and you're gonna get some dogs. Part of the game. Alright, Trent Tucker, Eccles, Jacaley, Drake Smith, Blob, what a name. James Donaldson, Mark Eden, Rick Mahorn, there's a BJ rookie. Part of the Last Dance, Peterson, Mike Brown, Caldwell, Mark Jackson, the rookie for him. Oh, there's a Pippen, that's Greg Anderson. See, Pippen looks halfway decent top to bottom, but it's left to right. Like I said, this box is that left to right box. Opened the other box. What was it? The 91 Flair update yesterday, and it was that issue was top to bottom. Left to right was another part of the issue, but I was able to pick a good batch of cards out though. So that helped. Alright. This video's gonna take about probably an hour. I'm hoping to get through it sooner than that. I could speed it up a little bit. Main thing we're looking for obviously is the Jordans. Alright, so Thompson, which checklist am I looking for? There's Vlade. There's the Magic. Worthy. Glenn Rice. Yeah, it's a Magic one though. Alright, Hoppin, Hastings, Griffith, Maxwell, Shays, Theus, Jay Humphreys, Sam Vincent. Yeah, watch my 91 update and I'll tell you about Sam Vincent. About the Vincent brothers, Sam and Jay. Both Michigan State guys. Fred Roberts, Danny Young, Dana Barros rookie. I like Dana Barros. Rasmussen, Smitch, and Winston. That pack was not a good pack. So if I would have bought these back then, and these were probably $1 maybe. Maybe 75 cents or something like that back then. I was still mad about that pack. Alright, let's see what we got here. David Corzine. Like I said, these are nice and crisp. Just the centering is going to be the hard part. Sam Mitchell, Kite, Danny Ferry, that's a rookie. Like I said, I'll go through and cherry pick all the rookies after. Roy Sparrow, Farrell, John Sally, Kevin Johnson. It's a good card though. Joe Anderson, Darty, Dennis Johnson. You gotta remember, he wanted some scoring titles. Dennis Johnson. He was actually the man. He was near the end of his career when Bird came on, and here's Ron Harper, and yeah, he actually did like really well. Alvin Robinson, a card. Oh, I was gonna say it looks mint, but you look at the top edge. I don't know if you can see it. I'm trying to rotate it so you can catch it just right. You can see it come up right here. Yeah, that's a bummer. That and white edge. That's a bummer. All right, let's go then to the first stack. So far, this box hasn't been that good. Kind of been a bummer. So it's not one of the boxes that has a bunch of crazy inserts. You just want the base. Good base cards. Curry. And there we go. And there we go. That one looks. Corners look good. Centering left to right is good, top to bottom. So this is like a 9-10. See, I've been playing golf on the back. This is like a 9-10. It's pretty centered. Sweet. 10 of these were going for like 100 something. So X9's probably $40 or so, my guess. So get that, pays for the box. Sweet. One Jordan. All right, Chucky Brown, Michael Smith, Livingston, McLeod, Lang, Wolf, Blackman. Blackman actually had a few good years too. Almost like say you want MVP or something like that, or MVP and an All-Star. He had one like really good year. Cheeks and Lechner. Remember Lechner. All right, there's our Danny Ainge, Mr. Coach, baseball player. Michael Cage. He was just a little beast. Concac, Joe Klein. There's Byron. Seekley. Larry Nance. Larry Nance was a defensive. I was reading up on some of the stuff last night. He was actually like a couple. I think a 2 or 3 year defensive player of the year kind of guy. That one centering's top to bottom, but he was a beast on defense. He was kind of like your shutdown guy, one of the main shutdown guys in the league. Down the Shrimp, Perry, there you go. AC Green, Danny Manning, Reynolds. Manning had some good years. I think with him it was his knees was bothering him. It's a lot of these basketball guys. It comes down to their knees. Can they survive the jumping? Can they survive the turns? It's the wear and tear when you play at a high level. Unless you're a big guy and you jump high, or you got to come down. Reggie on the back. All right, we got Skiles. No press proofs or anything. Brewer, Randy Allen, Quinn Daly, Hodges, rookie, Pickney, Edwards, Pierce, Rollins, Williams, almost like the same back. Gamble, Benjamin, Rambis, McNamara, and Reggie. Make sure this one's not dinked. It's got a really bad edge. Can't see it. It's got a really bad edge. So these kind of cards like this will be in my junk box for like a quarter. And I'll probably make a kid a deal on those. get a Hall of Famer. Just can't grade them. So or you just give them to the kids. You know, I haven't done shows in a long time. Yep, there you go. Right off the bat. Magic with the that would bend it back, but it's one of those that the centering's not bad. Top to bottom, left to right. Yeah, it'd probably be like an 8 because of that. That's a bummer. Would have been probably a 9. Kerr, Rosum, Kenny Smith, Sanders, Cage, Drew, King, Newman, Lair, Connor, Kaminsky, Tisdale, Alford. Like I said, it's what happened with that one. You do this and it goes right back. Yep, that was actually a horrible pack. No offense to any of those guys. Yeah, there's Isaiah. Alright, Ron Anderson. Nick Anderson, he was really good. John Williams, Pete Myers, Hornacek, Johnny Moore, Eddie White. There's Kevin McHale. Just off left to right. This checklist is Scott Ewing. Barkley at the bottom. Oh, this is the high 20s. Yeah, Jordan's 41. There's Drexler. But I'll go ahead and top load that just in case. Paxson. There's a Marcelonis rookie. Hanson, Smith, Beer Lambier. That was actually a centered rig. Really, really good. There's Isaiah. Yeah. And Beer's actually centered good. Looks good. Yep. That one will probably go in. It has a good chance at a 10. Bill Lambier, like I said, you think it's a common, but it's you get that in a 10. There's and this, and then for even for this set, yeah, it'd be about a $20 card. And like I said, you sell it for like $11.99 and be happy. Get your money back for grading. Nice looking card though. Quality control during this junk wax time was almost non-existent. It's like only if the sheet got totally munched up they worried about it. More of, like I said, it was a manufacturing plant more than, oh, you do sports cards? Oh, okay, I used to do piping. It's kind of almost what I think of it as. Yeah, that's got a big old white corner. Big white corner. Alright. So we got Copeland, Pressey, Sicky. There's a Barkley. That one looks pretty well centered too. If anything, just a hair off left to right. It's like 60-40. That's a 9-10. Long, Lane, McMillan, Teagle, Sammy Perkins, Charles Oakley, Hafner, Catledge, and Tyrone Corbin. I've got the Barkley out of it. Looks like it looks just a hair off. Maybe it's like 60-40 left to right. Top to bottom looks good. Corners look good. So, like I said, this is at 9-10. So that's going to be that'll be a candidate to go in. All right. We got Mr. Steve Coulter. Derek Gervin. No relation to, or is that George Gervin? No, it's Derek. Yep. George Gervin, Hall of Famers. Hershey Hawkins, Willie Anderson, Dantley. There's a Ewing. Off left to right, top to bottom looks good. Red Sellers, Williams. There's Minute. Minute's got value. Bill Bailey, Bowie, Sigma, Jerry Reed rookie, Billy Simpson or Thompson, Jerry Reynolds. Yeah, his 1986 Flair and a PSA 10 goes for like $8,000 or something like that. It must be one of the edge ones on the sheet, because there's, even though you see a batch of them graded, they're so hard to get a 10, even with all those other 10s. When people were sending mass grading for the 86, I like to say there's only like 15 of them or something. I think I like to say it was 4,000 or 8,000 bucks for a Minute Bowl 86 Flair and a 10. It was up there, just because there's only, like I said, literally a handful of them. Might even be 8 of them or something. It was something crazy. 8 for 8,000. All right, Skiles, Tucker, Eccles, Haley, Smith, Blob, Donaldson, Eden, Horn, BJ, Peterson, Brown, Caldwell, Mark Jackson, and the pick. So, what do you guys think about The Last Dance? You can write something down in the comments below. Did you like it? Honestly, I still haven't watched it yet. I was waiting for all to come out, and I was going to do a binge watch day. A buddy of mine at work said, "Oh yeah, get ESPN Plus so we can talk about it all the time." I go, I'm gonna put it off because I'm gonna binge watch it. Do that and then watch the 30 for 30. I'm off for 2 days usually in a row, sometimes not. So I can watch 5 episodes one day, 5 the next. So we still haven't got a Vladi. Looks like new names, so might happen. Robinson, there's Cliff Robinson, Wingate, Litchie, there's Michael Wiggins. Now this. What's the air on this one? Michael Wiggins. Photo of Otis Thorpe rebounding on front. That's the air. Okay, and this is the corrected version. The other one's got a net, and it shows Wiggins going up like this with him over here. So this is the correct version. So kind of coming. Norman, there's a D-Rod. It looks centered. Corners looks good. All right. Kempton, Muggsy. Short little guy, Glenn Rivers. Doc Rivers. This is another air. Air. Photo of Wayman Tisdale shooting free throw on back. Portrait of Knicks on back. Okay, so we got portrait. That's the portrait. And that is the corrected version. Okay. Here we go. Goddamn Marley. That was actually a pretty sharp looking card. That Suns team, if it didn't have to go up against Pistons and Jordan, that Suns team was really good back then. Really good. Alright, Vlade. You're off center, left, right, and top to bottom. Your best bet's probably an 8. That's his rookie. Skybox rookie. Yep, Indiana, Golden State, Lakers, Boston, Chicago, Portland, and they all had like great players. Like you've seen those guys in the playoffs like every year. Jeff Malone, he was actually pretty good. He was so underrated. Here's another Cleveland, your point guard. Yep, white spot. Yep, there we go, came off. The card actually looks pretty centered. Maybe hair off left or right. I'll go through it later. Holton, Vinnie Johnson. But it was Mark Price and Stockton were your main free throw percentage guys for a while there. Mitch Richmond. I like this guy. We got Richmond, Hardaway, Mullen. 3 could penetrate and shoot the heck out of the ball. Sunvold, Green, Roberts, Young, Barrows rookie, Rasmussen, and Rick Smits. Rick Smits was the big guy. Mark Eden, Rick Smits, Newt Bowl. Those are the 3 of the big centers back then. Tree Rollins. Calvin Willis, Grant, Duckworth, Davis, Williams, Vincent Akers, Walker, Chris Morris, Greg Grant, Caldwell, Wellington, Xavier. Alright. This is the one with the magic on it. Hoffman McDaniel. Yep, that's one with the magic on it. So. Bird and Jordan are on the earlier one. Because they're in the 40s. It was like, what, 123 to 149. Alright. No, except we got 1 Jordan, but can we get 2? Dawkins, Sampson, Morton. There's a Bird. That one's pretty clean, pretty centered. It's got a shot. These birds in the hoops, the Skybox, and the flare in the 89, 90, 91, they're starting to shoot for $40 and a 10. So they're not no $15, $20 slabs anymore. Parrish, Neely, Corzin, and Sam Mitchell. Like I said, this has been a great box when it comes down to condition-wise. Off-centering is part of the game, but condition-wise, these are something for just a couple cards. There's Mullen. That one's got some white issue there. Not even going to worry about it. It can go in that box. Shrimp, Johnson, Rookie Green. There's a Hardaway. There's a Dominique. No, it's a Dominique one. It's always a little bit darker. Dominique, and you got Scotty Brooks. Who do we got? Pressey, Petrovic. He's a pull one. Strickland, Lafayette, Fever. So like I said, I'll go through and I'll see which one of these can be 10s and which one of those, in my opinion, could be 9s, and then send them away as needed from there. The hard part is, with a lot of people doing this, with grading being so big, and we started seeing it in basketball. Besides certain cards going up in price, I mean, Jordan obviously has an impact in that, but besides the cards going up in price, the boxes are going up in price because they do so much is opened, and it's been years, even though they produce tons of it. At one point, it's gonna be rare. I mean, it's hard to find a pack of like 52 tops for baseball. You know what I mean? It's hard to. There's only so many cases out there left of 1970 tops basketball. You know, and some of them are sitting in the big dealers. Some are in the small dealer shops, actually, sitting in the back row, sitting in the back. Forgot they had them. This one's got the Dumars, Rodman, Bull. All right, so we'll do that one. Anderson, Edwards, under Johnson, English. There's a Stockton. Craver, Horace Grant. Charles Smith, he was your dirty work guy. Danny Ainge again. Michael Cage. It feels a little funny on the back. Probably it didn't have gum in it. It's like, so when I get to the point of sending them in and so on, I'll take the cloth to them. We're gonna do a video on how I do a grade. Do a rough grade and go through a box, and I might do that live and do like a longer live and go through a whole box. How I do it from top to bottom. There's extra foil. It's meant like that. Haley, Derek Smith, Blob, Donaldson, Eden, Horn, BJ again. That one's pretty close to being centered off a little bit top to bottom. Caldwell, Mark Jackson rookie off left to right. There's a Pippin, Anderson, Skiles, Sidney Lowe. Yep. Oh, the good thing is we got the Jordan that actually looks pretty decent. Okay, I'll bring that over here. All right, keep it rolling. Rolling. Let's keep these cards rolling. All right. Hastings, Griffith, Maxwell, Shea, Theus, Humphreys, Vincent again. Roberts, Young, Barrows, Rasmussen, Schmitz, Bennett. There's a Magic. Looks like 9 shape and a Kerr. It's off a little bit top to bottom. It's hair left to right. But I don't think he'll get 10 because it's the top to bottom. Easy way to tell on these is you have this, and then turn it sideways. It's a different perspective for your eyes. And you can tell if you're having a hard time with it sometimes. All right, keep it rocking here. Kite, Fairy, Sparrow, Sally, KJ, Henderson, Darty, Douglas, Robinson, That was a bad pack. Let's try to speed it up for you guys through here. Hope we can find another Michael. So we got a couple birds, a couple magics. My guess is a Michael's in. Another one's in here. Just which one? All right, there's possible air one. All right, so what is this air? Thorpe. Correction is rebounding. The other one has Wiggins on it, so that one's not it. Curry. There we go. Speak of the devil. Man, this one's money. Top to bottom, left to right. So you can even turn it that way. Top to bottom, just a hair. Yeah, I'll take a 9 on it though. 9s go for, like I said, about 40 bucks or so. 40, 50 bucks. So that's, I will take it. Chucky, Michael, Livingston, Cloud Langworth. Now, would we be, if Michael was not in this set, would we be trying to open this box? Honestly, probably not. This box would still be sitting on a shelf someplace for $5. There's no one's, I mean, you have Irvin, you have Magic and Bird, and the rest of the guys. But you will not, this would be sitting there for $5 on a shelf someplace. If it wasn't the chase for Michael. This is because this doesn't have any inserts. Like I said, you can try to find a prototype, but those are like few and far between. You're not going to overpay $10 for when it's one in maybe 500 cases or something like that, or one in 100 cases for a prototype, let alone might not even be a big name. So yeah, you want to be chasing that for, not for that, but for chasing a Michael. Michael has future value, yeah, even present value. When you can sell a Michael for a Jordan for 100, or actually it's probably like 120 or something. And I think, what did I pay for this box? I got it a few weeks ago for shipped for like 35 bucks. So when you can triple your value, granted you got eBay fees and you have the $10 grading, so more than double your value on one Michael if you can get a 10, or you get two either, so 2 9s, or if one gets a 10, one's a 9, then you're really doing good. But I got lucky. This is a good, like I said, the centering's off, but which is kind of figured out in this one. Jeff Malone, where's price again? It's a good centered price. I'm not. Yeah, how about that corner? Yeah, it was centered. I said I could have did this, or it could have just been one of the edges of the box. This been bumped around for years. All right, can we get 3 of them? Williams, Myers, Hornacek, Moore, White. There's Kevin McHale. Second one. It's a checklist. It's got the Ewing and everything. Everybody. Paxton, Saronis, rookie. Hanson, Smith. There's Lambeer. That was good before. This one's off center. It's an Isaiah. Looks cool card. Cool looking card, but off center. And Ron Anderson. Like I said, these 8s come into play. Think of baseball. How many you pay crazy money for an 8 of, just say a Drysdale or something like that. You know, that kind of he's a Hall of Famer, Don Drysdale. So Bill Lambeer's won a couple championships. Isaiah Thomas, Hall of Famer. So, I bring in water in here. So Isaiah Thomas compared to somebody like, just say John Drysdale, as an example. In a PSA 8 back then. Well, 15, 20 years from now, these same those PSA 8s are going for what? For the commons, oh, probably 50, 60 bucks. The rookie ones are way up there. That's for even the 7s, 6s, and 5s and coming to play. So these are already 30 years old. So what's going to happen another 20 years? Another 20 years, a Michael Jordan 8 could end up being $1,000. You know, as a legend and the wanting to collect them continues and more collectors come in, and that's a nice looking Barkley. Come in and want to collect. Well, there's the other. Once one player goes, the others go. Think of that as kind of a small lesson. You had the Mantle craze. Who else was on the Yankees? Who were their biggest competition? Well, what are those card prices for those players? Check them out. You'll be surprised. Any semi-stars and some semi-stars. They're legendary. Well, what do we have right now? We have Mike Trout going on right now. What do we have going on? We have LeBron James. We just had Kobe. Kobe's generation had, what? Duncan, Garnett, Anthony Hardaway, Shaq, and many more. So you got to think outside the box. Ewing, that one looks pretty decent, but just a hair off center. You got to think outside the box. Who was their competition? That's how come you look back in the 80s. Yeah, the Bulls kind of, it was the Bulls, Lakers, and Celtics were the main ones. But they also had Clyde the Glide with Vernon Maxwell, Sleepy Floyd, and of course, Akeem. Like I said, you had, Cleveland, Elo, Hornacek, Doherty, Mark Price, even Barkley at first, until he went to the 76ers. And you had Indiana. Like I said, there were so many good teams. Well, there's good teams that's going on right now. It's just then they stayed together for a while. 4, 5, 8 years. Here you have Kawhi who been jumping around. Durant's jumping around. Yeah, great players. And people forget that Durant, yes, he won 2 titles with Golden State, but before that he already won, 2, 3 scoring titles? He came in the league shooting like crazy. Little selfish beginning, but then he got more in the team player portion of it. And this one's got the bird and the Jordan. Oh, it actually looks really good too. Anthony, Spud Webb. Just seen that. Spud Webb. There's Eric Sleepy Floyd. He was pretty consistent. But yeah, we got teams now. They just jump into a lot, so it's hard to be with one certain team. You could be one certain team for 3, 4 years, because after that's what's kind of happened with LeBron. It's like you got to give it to Kobe for a little bit, but he stayed there the whole time. Even Shaq bounced around. I mean, your end of the career is one thing, but when you're bouncing around during your career, it makes it hard. Makes it hard to follow that team for a short period. Now, it's great if you're in sales, and you're selling jerseys because you're going to have 10 jerseys for each player. That's the unfortunate reality. There's a Kemp rookie. First one. It's a Glenn Rice rookie. Hair off. Michael Cooper. There we go. So like I said, we're getting down to the end of this, and these are cards that we haven't hit yet. There's a Clyde. Yeah, rating cards we haven't came across yet. But it's different. If you sit back and just think about it, it's different. It's kind of like the same thing. Then it was just they just stayed longer. You still had good players and good teams, and you had the free agent signings. Here, the free agent signings could be a 1 year, 2 year, 3 year deal. I mean, look at Kawhi. Goes Toronto, plays 1 year, wins a title, says see ya, and goes to Clippers. Because he wants to try to lock down LeBron. Well, LeBron's the end of his career. He's hidden near he's borderline end. He's got about another 4 or 5 years left. Anything past that, we'd be like lucky. So there's a Wiggins. That's a corrected version. It's a nice looking Rodman. Off top to bottom. Yeah. That's the correct version. Vlade Rook. Joe D. That one's perfect. That one looks good. But yeah, LeBron, he's near the end of his career. Kind of like one point, Shaq was. I mean, Lakers went through a losing streak when Kobe was at the end of his career because, multiple reasons. He had the buses. Plus Kobe was making money, that big money, so it was hard to sign free agents. The young guys they had that they drafted just couldn't click. Wasn't enough of them. I mean, over a period of 3 years, you're going to have 6 draft picks typically. You need 2 of them to work out. You don't need you need 2 to work out and be a starter. Martin, Kersey, Frank, there's James Worthy. So these are some cards we haven't hit yet. Hensley is Will Purdue, perfect short. You can't have 6 draft picks over a period of 3 years. Just saying, and have only 2 of them be with you after 3 years, and they're both bench. That will make your franchise stagnant. And then all the money you're putting into trying to get them better and this and that. Well, some people it's God-given ability. Some people you have to work at it. Some people it's just a wrong personality. I mean, there's certain guys out there that are awesome street brawlers, but they don't have the mind frame to play for an NBA team. If they had the mind frame, they'd be making, $1 million a year. Some of those guys in New York and Chicago, and there's a nice Dave Robinson. And some of those areas they just don't have the mind frame. They want their buddies, and instead of being a little selfish and taking the time. Terry Porter, he was a good player. Card looks pretty spot on. And pursue his career. For all those times where your buddies pull you and get you, come on, let's go to the party. Go to that party. Yeah, he should be out there shooting hoops. shooting hoops, and nowadays you got a chance at the developmental league, or you can go overseas. But you don't see many high school guys. You see a few of them play in the developmental league, but you don't see that many of them stay longer. The best way to go is probably to at least get a year in a college and get some notice. But yeah, it could be another video. But anyways, I open this box. It's the Skybox Series 1. I got 2 Jordans. This one looks good left to right. Top to bottom's a little off. That one's about the same. So probably 2 9s right here. That'd be my guess. I don't think they'll give me it on the 10s. But 9s, even if it's a 9 and 8, that's still a win for the box. Got all these that I'm sure out of all these, there's probably about that many will end up being gradable. Well, because I know I cherry picked some out of there already, so there might even be about that many. They'll end up being gradable between 9s, and then the rest are going to be 8s. But they're all, Nuke Bowl, Barkley. Barkley, if I remember right, that was it was just off center, left to right. That was going to be a 9. But this is an example. There's the commons. Like I said, this one didn't have inserts in it, but it's part of the game. Some do, some don't. Some of the boxes. I got a Series 2 I'll be opening up eventually, and 90 hoops Series 2. So we're going to try to pull some Paytons out. Gary Payton, the glove. But thank you for watching. Give it a likes up, thumbs up, and we can go from there. And I will talk to you later. Thank you.